You're on the John Fredericks Show. Owen Conway joining us now. Owen is a candidate for Commonwealth's attorney in Henrico. Owen is running for CA against Shannon Taylor. Now, in a development that I think is going to affect the outcome of this race, which is the Henrico County Commonwealth's attorney's race, the Richmond Free Press is breaking a story today that Henrico County Commonwealth's attorney Shannon Taylor, get this, accepted campaign cash from a defendant who was facing felony charges in Henrico County Court. Those charges against this individual were later dismissed. Okay, so Shannon, let me get this straight. You're
Owen.
up on charges. Let me get this straight, Shannon. So you're up on charges. And so you take campaign contributions from somebody that's up on the charges, and then all of a sudden, poof, the charges disappear. Now, the defendant, guy by the name of John Track, this guy's already had like multiple felony convictions. Like, it's not like this is a parking ticket, all right? Now, he was arrested in Henrico on August 31st, 2018. That's like a year and a month ago, 2 months ago, on serious felony charges, including possession of fentanyl and heroin. Yes, heroin. Now, after making a number of donations, cash donations to Shannon Taylor's campaign, which he had to obviously disclose, the charges were continued a number of times and then just magically dismissed. No drug court requirement, no first offender treatment. The charges were just dropped. Several prosecutors around the Commonwealth are calling this development clearly an unethical violation and potentially a bribe. Now, her opponent is with us now, Owen Conway. Owen, great to have you.
Good morning, John. Thank you for having me.
Owen,
Yes,
have I outlined pretty much what the hell is going on here?
You have, John. It's shocking, and we have confirmed all of this with documents, and it is extremely troubling. We definitely need the people to know that this is completely unethical and potentially criminal. What happened here? This man did have charges pending for possession of fentanyl and possession of heroin. In the Henrico courts, Shannon Taylor's office was handling the case when she accepted 3 different campaign contributions from this individual. And as you said, John, he got an unprecedented result in this case. It was unprecedented not only because they were felony charges, but because of his egregious prior record. He had convictions for burglary, credit card larceny, felony, probation violation, felony, DUIs, and no one with that kind of record gets this break in Henrico County. So it is absolutely shocking, and we're revealing corruption there.
I tell you what, Owen, Shannon's had some issues, and I do want to talk about your campaign and what you're going to do in Henrico. But these are the things if we're going to stop the money in politics influencing everything, you got to stop. The buck stops here with the Commonwealth's attorney. I mean, how do you have a Commonwealth's attorney in Henrico that is dismissing charges based on campaign contributions? So that means somebody can get in trouble in Henrico, and as long as you donate cash money to Shannon Taylor's campaign account in a year of re-election, you're going to get your charges continued or dismissed. I mean, I don't even know how to spin that. How are they even spinning this, Owen?
You're absolutely right, John. I mean, that's what happened here. And what she's saying, I believe, is that she didn't know. And our point is that politicians must know where they're getting their money, where they're getting their contributions. And the people in Henrico have to know that their elected Commonwealth's attorney is not accepting money from defendants in her office whose cases are being handled in her office, and who are hoping to get favorable treatment, because that's exactly what happened here. And John, she is we will never, ever help the opioid epidemic that we're in if she is accepting money from white donors who have money and who can contribute to her, while minorities are in jail and not getting the same treatment.
I mean, look, Owen, it's unbelievable.
It's absolutely shocking.
And so Owen, her defense, Shannon Taylor defense, by the way, again, we're with Owen Conway. She's running for Commonwealth's attorney, Henrico, against Shannon Taylor, incumbent, one term, one last time. Owen, a Republican, obviously. But
yes,
Owen, I mean, her defense is what is incredible to me, and you just laid it out. Shannon Taylor's defense is, I didn't know that he was a donor. Why'd you dismiss the charges? I mean, he's had all kinds of felonies, this guy, right? He's got all kinds of problems.
Yes.
Why'd you dismiss the charge? Well, I just give him a second chance. Give him a second chance. Well, then you got to give everybody a second chance. I mean, the guy's been in there 3 times, and I didn't know he was giving me all this money. What, you don't get up every day and check your account and go over your donors? I mean, you call them up and thank them for him and say, that is like the stupidest thing. Oh, I didn't know who was giving me thousands of dollars. I just show up every day and money comes in, and it's like, I could see that if you're running for president and somebody gives you $2,500, the max, you might, or a couple gives you $5,000, you might not every day be checking that, right? I get that. But you're running for re-election in Henrico County, and somebody's maxing out, giving you thousands of dollars. You're not going to call them up and say thank you? Come on. It's ridiculous, Owen. It's ridiculous. All right.
John,
I want to learn more about your campaign. Let us go to Owen Conway. She's the candidate for the Republican candidate, still with us, for Commonwealth's attorney, Henrico. Owen, we know that Shannon Taylor, there's corruption going on in her office. No question about it. You can't spin what happened here, right? You can't spin it. She's obviously taking money, and it's right there at the edge, if not a bribe, but it's bad news. Tell us why the voters of Henrico County should elect Owen Conway as their next Commonwealth's attorney.
John, this is a prime example of what is going on in that office. It's frustrating to me. It's extremely upsetting as a Henrico citizen. I've been a former prosecutor for 20 years, now a defense attorney for 8 years in Henrico County, and I see this happening. And, John, I am stepping up because this office should be a nonpartisan office focused on safety in the community. And it's become extremely political, as you can see from this very example. And Shannon Taylor is prosecuting cases arbitrarily based on how it benefits her political career. She has political aspirations to run for Attorney General, and she is handling cases depending on how it impacts her politically. She's not focused on the citizens in Henrico, not doing what is best for the community, not doing keeping the community safe. As a matter of fact, the Henrico County FOP has endorsed me over Shannon Taylor. So it's serious here, John. This office has just gone downhill in the last 8 years of her administration. It's chaotic. There is over 100% turnover rate of attorneys in her office.
I don't know what that was. Okay.
So
yeah. Listen, I just, but tell me what Owen Conway is going to do. Tell me what your agenda is.
My agenda is to bring it back to the nonpartisan office that it should be, to make it about Henrico, to work with the police department. There's a fractured relationship there. We need to rebuild that. We need to focus on our cases. We need to be prepared for court. We need to communicate with victims and witnesses. We need to not work out every case because we're not prepared. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work, be accountable, be present, and lead the office. And that's what's lacking now.
All right, so give me some of your let's put the scandal here that the Richmond Free Press is breaking today that we talked about. Let's put that in the box a second. Owen Conway running for Commonwealth's Attorney Henrico, and tell me about the policy differences, the changes we're going to see in the Henrico Commonwealth's Attorney's office if you're elected. Lay those out for us. Give me the top three things beyond the corruption. Give me the top three things that are going to be different policy-wise.
Well, we are going to absolutely be prepared for court. Again, no one is preparing properly there. It's not the assistant's fault. It's the leadership at the top. And when there is an environment of fear and intimidation in that office because so many people have left and have been fired, it's constant. There's no trust within the office. So we're going to prepare cases. We're going to have a policy of looking at all of the cases. We're not going to give away or reduce or null pros as many cases as is happening now. I've got a stack of cases that's just unbelievable, felonies that have been reduced and have been null prossed, and it's shocking. Most distributions, or the stack that I have has a lot of distribution of drugs. And again, how are we going to get to the bottom of the opioid epidemic to solve this problem when distribution cases are regularly being reduced? So we're going to be prepared for court. We're going to look at our cases. We're not going to reduce cases as often as they're being reduced now for no apparent reason at all. And, John, I'm going to also attack the overcrowded jails. In Henrico County, the jails are the most overcrowded they've ever been, which is costly to the citizens as well as dangerous to the sheriffs, to the deputies that are working there. Shannon Taylor in the Richmond Times-Dispatch, when asked, said she has no idea why the jails are the way they are. Mm-hmm. And it's not because they're tough on crime. It's because they're continuing cases. They're not prepared. And those people are continuing to remain in jail while their cases are pending. So it's a result of a chaotic office that's not prepared. So we're going to change that definitely. And then the office environment. I'm going to build an office of trust. I'm going to trust the people who I hire. I'm going to keep those people. They're going to be well trained and well prepared. And I think trust within the office and then working with the other departments within the courthouse is what we're going to focus on.
All right, that's a pretty robust agenda, and look, I appreciate, Owen, you're coming on today. I really do, and good luck in your campaign. I mean, the one thing is you can't have a Commonwealth's attorney in a county the size and scope of Henrico that if basically you have a lot of money and you can give donations to her campaign during the election cycle, that's going to influence how you're prosecuted. You simply can't have that. And to me, I don't know exactly what her policies have been in there, and know there's some issues with overcrowding of jails and others. But that alone to me is a disqualification. And I think you really tarnish the confidence that one has in the prosecutor's office. So, Owen, if people want more information on your campaign, where do they go?
John, they can go to my website, which is conway4ca.com, or contact me at owen@conway4ca.com. Thank you, John.
All right, Owen at conway4ca.com. Thank you, Owen. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you, John, for having me. Bye-bye.
You got it.